Sick of going online and saying, can you bring back Susan and Ian? And then people are like, Ian's very old right now and so is Susan. I mean, I guess you could recast Susan with the regenerate. No, I don't care. Just have him as a cameo. Hey guys, I've been trying to think about how I want to do this video, and ultimately I can't think of anything. As much as I appreciate it, as much as I appreciate not being bored, my life has become kind of busy. So I can't really, I mean, it's obvious, and I've mentioned this before, I can't really dedicate myself as much to my YouTube videos as I used to. And I'm grateful for that. I'm glad to have other stuff in my life, but obviously I miss doing stuff like this, and I miss getting my opinions out there. Doctor Who, I just feel bad, and there's nothing that I can really say at this point that's new. I just have like one idea that I mainly just wanted to get out there, and also I kind of want to say, even though I know this is kind of me just being a jerk, I just want to be, ooh, I'm in the game too. I think I know the big twist that's coming at the end of The Power of the Doctor. I think I know that Jodie Whittaker is not actually going to be regenerating into Noguchi Gatwa yet. The 60th anniversary is gonna disappoint anyone who is still heavily invested in the continuity of the show at this point. Everyone wants the Rani to come back, but personally, and I know that this is like some hot take apparently, I think that we should really be, and I know this is ironic to bring up now when The Power of the Doctor is obviously doing kind of some of this. I think that we should really be dedicating ourselves to trying to get like older companions into the newer episodes, especially now that we're in this era of anniversary. We got this year, which is the 100th anniversary of the BBC, or the centenary special, and then right after this, the year after, it's the big 60th anniversary with 3 specials. And then in 2025, even though we didn't really do anything in 2015, 2025 will be the 20th anniversary of the new series. And yeah, we didn't do anything to celebrate the 10th anniversary of that. But then again, Big Finish literally didn't do anything to celebrate its 10th anniversary of having Doctor Who rights in 2009. But it did do a big 20th anniversary event in 2019. It released the Legacy of Time, and it like did a little like 24 or 48 hour live stream of just random Big Finish stories. That was really cool. Like me, I'm just hoping that Russell T Davies knows what he's doing. You know, obviously he wouldn't have accepted to be writer if, like, it's possible the BBC just chucked like all the money they had left to him. But Russell T Davies is also like allowing like his entire company, Bad Wolf Productions. Maybe he just thinks it's a timer. That's how busy my life is now. Maybe he just thinks it looks cool to have Bad Wolf Productions be in charge of it. Teddy, what are you doing? Maybe he feels that he needs his entire production company, but obviously he wouldn't be agreeing to be head showrunner again if he didn't feel like he had something to do. And I've seen his video of him talking about how he's really excited to tackle global warming and climate change, which is definitely something that went very well the last time they tried to do that in Orphan 55. I just really hope that he knows what he's doing, you know? The 60th anniversary will either suck or it'll be fine. There's no way that it's going to be perfect, because in order for it to be perfect, they would have to have Christopher Eccleston and Peter Capaldi and Matt Smith and Peter Davison and Tom Baker and Sean Pertwee and David Bradley and just all this unrealistic expectations, you know, with every new anniversary year that comes with Doctor Who. The perfect anniversary special suddenly involves a heck of a lot more characters, and it's just unrealistic, you know? Even the 5 Doctors, the 20th anniversary, the one that most Doctor Who fans agree is the best anniversary special that we've had, because it had most of the Doctors and most of the companions, still has its problems. The biggest problem for me is when the 2nd Doctor like calls Jamie and Zoe out for being illusions by pointing out that they should have no memory of him. And yeah, sure, season 6B fan theories aside, it makes no sense for the 2nd Doctor to know that Jamie and Zoe would have had their memories wiped of him when A, that happened moments before he regenerated, supposedly, and B, even if that was the case, this could just be a Jamie and Zoe from earlier in the timeline. Maybe they're still traveling with the 2nd Doctor at this point, and they've been sucked in through wibbly-wobbly, timey-wimey stuff. Like, sure, I don't think the 2nd Doctor was aware that his other selves were there at the time, but He could have at least considered that, considering how smart he supposedly is. He already had an entire first Time Lord lifetime before, since the first Doctor supposedly died of old age, unless you say that he died of radiation by the Cybermen, whatever. It always annoys me that since the second Doctor said in the Tomb of the Cybermen that he was 450 years old, people assume that the first Doctor was exactly 450 years old when he died, as if the entirety of the power of the Daleks to the evil of the Daleks could have only happened in the spawn of less than a year. Ollie goes from having short hair to long hair between the Macrotera and the Faceless Ones. Squeeze out some Big Finish box sets there, I think they're already doing that. Apparently in the Five Doctors it wasn't supposed to be Jamie and Zoe, it was supposed to be Jamie and Victoria. And Victoria was supposed to say, "Brigadier's right," and then the second Doctor was going to call out them for being illusions then by pointing out that Victoria only ever knew Brigadier when he was considered a colonel and wouldn't have referred to him by Brigadier. But when, what's her name, Deborah Watling, said that she was unavailable, they were like, oh crap, and then they did desperate rewrites and then they just shoved Zoe in and then shoved that line about the memory web thing. Way to go from having an obvious, heavy idea of the continuity of the show to suddenly looking like you have no idea what happened in the show at all. David Tennant's in the 60th anniversary, and chances are he's the only Doctor in that. But I do have to keep in mind that there are 3 specials to celebrate the 60th anniversary, supposedly. And I know that it's still... Hey, that was a really good feather and now you're wrecking it. What the heck? Chances are, whatever I say now, I'm going to look like a complete idiot when it actually comes out. Maybe the 60th anniversary is going to be great. Maybe there's a whole other dimension to it that I'm not even considering right now because it's only 2022. I just want Jamie to be in it, and for frick's sake, can you just have Ian in it? You know, I'm sick of going online and saying, can you bring back Susan and Ian? And then people are like, Ian's very old right now, and so is Susan. I mean, I guess you could recast Susan with the regenerate... No! I don't care! Just have him as a cameo! Sorry, I need to calm down. Ian was in the 1991 Crusade VHS bridging narration thing where he was in character, so surely that's enough, is what I tell my brain. I personally think there is probably not gonna be an opportunity as best as this to just have, and bear with me, I know this is gonna sound dumb, but I have a big reason for this, even as just a cameo, have River Song meet David Tennant, because it would fix that continuity thing in Silence in the Library and Forest of the Dead, where River Song first meets the Doctor, and it's her last meeting with him, but it's the Doctor's first meeting with her, and River Song touches David Tennant's face and says, "You're younger than I've ever seen you." That obviously means that she has met David Tennant's Doctor before. And yes, I know, Stephen Moffat was expecting at the time that David Tennant was going to stay on for Series 5, and he expected that he would meet River Song there. But when David Tennant left with Russell T Davies, Stephen Moffat had no choice but to just have her meet Matt Smith. But she wouldn't say, "You're younger than I've ever seen you," if he had a completely different face. Like, yeah, sure, technically, but she wouldn't use those exact words. She obviously meant it in the sense that she had seen the Doctor with that exact face before. Dave the Doctor was the perfect opportunity to just shove River Song in there. All that we need to fix that continuity, and yes, I know Big Finish has already fixed it because they've had tons of adventures with River Song and the 10th Doctor traveling together or whatever, but I'm surprised that River Song wasn't in the Day of the Doctor, because that was the perfect opportunity to fix that. Instead, Stephen Moffat focused on fixing the continuity error of the 10th Doctor supposedly meeting Queen Elizabeth I before. That was foreshadowed at the end of the Shakespeare Code, I think. Like, it's... Just have River Song meet the 10th Doctor. Have Ian meet the 10th Doctor. Freaking recast the Brigadier and have him meet the 10th Doctor. Just... sorry. This is like, the Power of the Doctor is coming out, so all of my Doctor Who fandom ideas are just flooding back in. Those are my thoughts. They were very unscripted. Tell me yours, you know? The 60th anniversary will come out, and I will look back on this video like I do now with my first reaction of the first episode of Series 11, where I was obviously very hyped and had no idea what was coming, but and have the Doctor defend him. Then I'll like the season. Okay, let's see what I think of it. Everybody got their snacks? Ready? Because it starts for me in about 10 minutes. Let's go. Alright, first commercial break. I'm on board. That was great. That was great. I don't even care about the joke. Forget I said the joke. Yeah. I feel bad for Chris Chibnall, honestly. I can't imagine like how awkward it must feel to be in charge of possibly your favorite show and just constantly get told that you're not as good as the two people that came before you. It's quite a sucky world that we live in right now. But I hope that, I don't know, I feel like there's nothing that I can do that's not cheesy. Doctor Who's a show that's supposed to show us how to make us be better, and I think it's always been trying to do that, even if the 13th Doctor's motives and morals don't make any sense, like in Arachnids in the UK where she decided to make the spiders starve to death instead of just giving them a quick death. Like, yeah, like it makes no sense for the show to do stuff like that, to literally craft such morally complex situations and act like they're not morally complex. But whatever. Whatever. I don't know what's going on behind the scenes. Making shows are tough. I heard one guy who clapped at the end of every single movie that he ever saw because he knew how hard it was to get a movie on the screen at all, so he didn't care how bad it was. Then again, we do kind of want to be entertained, and BBC is a public broadcasting system. And oh my god, I need to shut up. Thank you all so much for watching this very quick YouTube short thing. I'm not going to upload it as a short, but whatever. Bye! Like, comment, and subscribe if you want. I don't really care anymore. Oh my god, I have 0 minutes left of room. Bye-bye.